Hello, beloveds. Felt the need to hop on today to share another important truth, really, about how we operate, and especially women. I'm seeing a lot of women come to me and they find it terribly difficult, number one, to know their goals in life, which is quite a masculine direction, right? And I think, well, certainly in my coaching from the Women-Centered Coaching Institute in America, managed and owned by Claire Zammit, I learned that women find it very, very difficult to know what their goals are. And this is understandable because we spend so much of our time, especially us mothers, in service to others. It's in our DNA to nurture. So we are putting others first, and we're also in the role of the nurturer a lot of the time. So when we are asked what our goals are, it means coming back to the self. It means switching out of the role of the mother or the nurturer into the self. It requires spending time with oneself. And so in my coaching, I was taught to actually focus more on the vision. What vision might we hold for ourselves? But in time, since I've been coaching since then, I've come to realize that even that is a stretch for many women. And in fact, one thing we do have in common is a yearning, a longing. And I would like to invite you to start here. Start with that feeling, the yearning. It helped me a lot to just sit with my yearnings. And they surface as and when. It's not something that we can force up to the surface. But when you're feeling that kind of heartache in a way, the heart is yearning for something. Sometimes music helps. Putting music on actually helps you shift into a kind of yearning that just wants to shoot out of the heart, up the throat and out. It wants to be expressed, actually. A lot of the time it comes out in tears because it hasn't been met. This is a deep core need of ours that we haven't met. And what I'm getting at here is that once we allow ourselves to feel the yearning, the longing, even though we can't label it, eventually we come into a certain degree of clarity as to what that is. So my invitation to you today is not to jump ahead towards trying to figure out your vision, because that's very much you in your head, actually. What we want to do is to drop into the body, to drop into the heart. So, as we always do with me, take a deep breath in, closing your eyes and follow your breath into your body, into your heart. Maybe put your hand on your heart, actually, and just settle there for a bit. And feel into you, with no roles, no hats on, no mother or professional, just you, the raw you. And what does that yearning feel like? Allow yourself to feel it. Yeah, we have deeply buried longings that long to come out, that long to be expressed, actually. It's a longing to experience something in life, and sometimes we don't know how to label it. So initially, just sit with the feelings and let it all pour out. If it comes out in tears, let the tears roll. And allow yourself to let that feeling birth itself out of you. And after that, in time, you will find that you might be able to label it. You might be able to figure out what that yearning is for. If not immediately. Sometimes we know it immediately. It's like, oh, I yearn for love, for example, or connection, yeah, or just a meeting of minds, whatever it is that you yearn for, yeah, a creative experience perhaps, yeah. So just sit with yourself, sit with the yearning, allow it to be felt fully, your whole body. Sometimes the yearning actually goes even deeper into the body, perhaps even into our wombs, right? So just allow your whole being, your whole body to feel the yearning, breathe into it and let the yearning come up to the surface. Let it surface instead of burying it under a to-do list or a role, or I got to look after the kids or cook that meal or go to work or whatever it is, right? Let's park all of the to-dos and just sit with the to-be's, the longing to be, the longing for an experience, right, of some kind. and let that feeling speak to you. Yeah. And I promise you that on the other side of all of that, there's clarity and there's an understanding of what you actually yearn for. It may come up as you allow yourself to feel it. So instead of jumping to goals, instead of jumping to visions, a vision is literally a vision. It's something that you can see in your mind's eye. Not always easy for us to access, especially women, but some men too actually don't find it easy to know what their vision is. But we all know what we yearn for. We all have that longing feeling. So feel that first. Let yourself just feel the longing and it will all bubble up to the surface and come clear after that. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now.